Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today I'll be doing the handover demonstration on the Chausson Sweet Mini. So starting off on the driver's side, the first thing you're going to come to behind the driver's door is your LPG locker. So your liquid petroleum gas, your gas locker, this is where you keep your gas bottle. So you use the small round-headed key, and in there you can fit one gas bottle. So what you will need to do to connect the pigtail to the bottle, you'll need an adjustable gas spanner. It is a left hand thread, and then you would nip it up. Then you turn it on at the top of the bottle. Press the green button for 3 seconds, so 1, 2, 3, which allows the gas from the bottle through the crash valve and into the vehicle. When you are travelling, make sure it is turned off and that the bottle is securely strapped in. But if you did forget to turn it off, there is a crash valve in the pigtail, so if anything did happen, like this had a puncture or was cut, it would stop the gas from flowing. But it is safer to turn it off when you're on the road. Moving further back, you've got your exterior gas outlet. So if you wanted to power a barbecue or a kayak on the nice day outside, you could do so by connecting into here, and it will run off the bottle inside there. Above, forget about this one now because this is being capped off. So this would be your old filling point to fill the van up with water, but it's not used anymore. It's redundant. The new filling point is in the vehicle, which I'll show you in a moment. But then to drop your waste, this is your freshwater drain, sorry, this is your fresh, it's blue, which is indicated here. You just pull this cap off, so it's a 15mm push fit on the end of a blue pipe. You would just pull that off and drain off all your fresh water. Moving further along, so your water filling point, if we go inside the vehicle, is here. So this is where your onboard tank is below the seat. So you would take this off and you'd put a hose pipe in there and fill it until you're happy there's enough water on board, which you can see on the control panel, or until you can see the water come to the surface. Then you know obviously it's getting full and you would stop filling it. And moving further back on the driver's side, you've got your cassette loop. So again, opens with the little round-headed black key. And then to get the cassette out the exterior of the vehicle, you would obviously make sure that the blade's shut. So on the bottom of the bowl of the toilet there's a grey lever. You'd shut it, be able to lift and pull it out. You've got handle on there so you can decart it around the site when it is full. And then to empty it, you'd go to your waste disposal site, which is normally behind or beside your toilet block. You'd take your cap off, and then what you'd do is you'd press this button here. As you pour in, it allows air in, stops it glugging, gives it a consistent flow. You'd empty it out. Once you've emptied it out, there's normally a tap. You'd put some water down the spout and give it a shake and empty again. And then if you're using the liquid form of chemical, you'd obviously fill this. Obviously it's a measuring stick. You'd fill it, pour it into here, and then put the cassette back into the vehicle. If you're using the tablet form, you'd obviously put a pint of water into the cassette once you've emptied it and rinsed it, and then drop one down the toilet and it'll degrade into the liquid. Use the right toilet paper for these cassettes. Obviously don't use any household toilet paper as it swells like Andrex or other brands. Use Pacific Motorhome toilet paper, which is either Thetford toilet paper, which you can get from most camping shops. And then if we walk around to the back of the vehicle, you've got your high level brake light with your rear view camera. You've got your ladder, which you just take this clip off here, and obviously this will fold down and gives you access to the roof should you require to be on it for cleaning. And then if you ever got a bike rack fitted, you could fit it to these points here. It's where it's been strengthened in the back panel. And moving along to the passenger side, So inside your small compartment on the side, so your small garage compartment, you do have a hose pipe here for filling with water, and your leisure battery lives underneath there. Obviously you've got access from the inside into here into the shelving unit, and you've got a light which you can turn on and off should the power be on inside the vehicle. And underneath your small garage compartment you do have a sticker here which indicates your wastewater. So this is anything you've put down a plug hole, goes into a separate holding tank in the middle there. You'd pull this lever, and as you can see there, you drive over a grid, aim this into the grid and drop your wastewater. And to hook the vehicle up, what you need to do is get your hookup lead like this, lift the collar, lift the flap on the van, slide this bit over the top and connect. Always hook the van up first and then go to your main source of electricity, as we wouldn't want you walking around with a live lead. And then to unhook, if you just press this blue little toggle down and then pull the hookup lead out. Moving further down the vehicle, come to the passenger door. So when this cover's on, like so, to heat your water on gas, this cover must come off. So what you need to do is you need to apply a bit of pressure here, put your thumb in the middle and peel it off. Best place to put this is in the passenger door pocket. So when heating the water on gas, the cover must come off to allow the fumes out, otherwise it will fail. But when you're washing the vehicle or once you start driving, you can put that back on. You've got your diesel filler here, so you use the main ignition key and you can open and then lock the cap and pull the key out. And then on the side of the passenger door, sorry, is your tyre pressure. So 5 bar on the front, which is 72.3 psi, and 5.5 psi on the back, a bar on the back, which is 79.5 psi. So they are your tyre pressures, which have been calibrated for a camping tyre. Your engine battery lives underneath this panel in the floor, so should you ever need to change it in the future, you just lift this and carry the engine battery through the cab floor. You've got your toolkit here, which has got a jack and a brace and a tone eye in there. And then your bonnet release is on the side of the passenger dashboard, which we'll just quickly go and have a look underneath. And you do have your various liquids in here, so you've got your coolant, so your radiator fluid, your brake fluid, your power steering fluid, and the main one you're going to need, which is your screen wash. Put your oil filler and oil dipstick, paint code for any touch-ups or damage, and then you do have your weight plate there, so it's 3.5 ton as it stands. If you were to put a tow bar on and tow anything, the train weight of the vehicle can't exceed 4840 kilograms. You've got your chassis number on there and you've got your build number in the bottom corner. So if you ever need parts for it, quote your build number and they'll know what part is unique to your vehicle. This little bolt is your earth for jump starting the vehicle for giving or receiving. So you'd put your earth, which is your black clip, on there, and then if you just lift this cover up, you put your red clip on there, which is your positive. To lock the habitation door, you just push this tab down, that's it locked, and then you go for the trigger below the handle to open it back up. So to work your awning, you get your awning winding handle, place it in the loop here, which is you wind out on the awning. Wind it out until you can reach inside of the canopy. So to about there, and then you've got 2 legs. So put your hand at the back and your hand at the front and pull towards you. Slide it down. Use this toggle to adjust the telescopic height of the legs. Put both feet down as soon as possible to bear the weight, and then you can walk the awning out. So wind it and pull the feet out until your desired length, or you can put the feet into here, as this has got the feet holders on the side of the vehicle, like so. But obviously if it's windier than 15 miles an hour, or you go in or you go out for the day, please put your awnings in, as if not it can cause some severe damage to the motorhome. And if you did want a sea rail, so a driveway awning, you can put a room on the side to give you a bigger space when you're away. It just fits in at the front. So once inside the vehicle, this is your main 12-volt control panel. So if you're hooked up to main 240 power, you'll have this little light on at the bottom which indicates that you're hooked up. If not, you will just be running the motorhome off the leisure battery, which is just a 12-volt battery. And then you've got your master switch at the top, which you turn on. Below you do have your awning light, which is your light here on the exterior of the vehicle. You've got your pump, which you must put on to use your tap, toilet, sink, kitchen sink. And then down this side you've got the trailer, which is your leisure battery reading, which gives you a reading here. You've got the truck, which is your Fiat engine battery reading, and you've got the water, which is your fresh water reading. And then located in the kitchen area you have your diesel heating switch. So to turn the diesel heater on, you would just press the 3 wavy lines, which is heat, and then adjust the temperature, and then off, and then you can have the circulation fan on to recirculate the hot air through the valve. So you can either have it on the heat, off, or on the fan just to circulate the heat once it's up to temperature. And then you do have your boiler. So this is where the cover must come off because it's gas for heating the water. So you've got off in the middle, 50 degrees at the top, which is used for showering, and 70 degrees at the bottom, which is used for hot water for your dishes and so on. But the cover must come off to use this, otherwise you'll get a red light on here. And located just behind the passenger seat is your boiler, which is back here, and also your electric unit. So you've got all your 12-volt fuses here, so it would be a good idea to carry some spare blade fuses. You've got your trips underneath here, so if anything does trip out in the vehicle, try here before you try your sight. And you've got your charger, which splits the charge from the hook up to the leisure battery and the engine battery when hooked up. And then further back, so your boiler, you must drain it down in the winter, as it holds 10 litres of water, so you want no water left in the vehicle. So you'd open your fresh, pull your cap off the fresh, open your waste, drain your boiler down, leave all the taps open. And to drain the boiler, if you look down here, there is a little yellow tap in the back here, just down here. And what you need to do is you need to stand it up, so it's down here. So I'll just get a light to show you where exactly it is. It's not the best to see. You shall see a little yellow tap down here. Which is just behind this pipe. Yeah, you'll see it there. And what you need to do is you need to stand it up on end, and you'll hear the water drain out underneath the boiler. So it's just behind here. So when it's up like so, the water is draining out, and when it's down in the position like it is, it is holding the water. And that tap is just located behind this big pipe here at the back on the floor. So to operate your 2 gas burner hobs, you will need some sort of lighter or clicker, and then you would just light, and as you can see they're both lit now. Turn them off, allow them to cool before you put the glass lid down, and then you do have your hot water. So make sure the pump's on, and then you get the pressure. So that's just the boiler filling itself back up. As I've emptied it when showing you how to winterise the vehicle. But that is red hot, as you can see the steam. And then to operate your Dometic fridge, so this is your source selection. So you've got off at the top, got gas, which you'd use if you were wild camping and weren't hooked up. Or if you were on site with hookup, you can go down to the hookup. And the idea with the battery is it runs off the engine battery alternator, so you would cool it down on either gas or electric first. So if you're lucky enough to keep this at home, hook it up about 2 days before. The day before you go away, put your shopping in the night before, allow it to cool, and then as soon as you want to start travelling, if you just knock it onto the battery, it'll keep the shopping nice and fresh no matter how long you travel. Got a travel catch on there so you can open the fridge up, and then you've got your temperature here. So part of winterising as well, if you clean your fridge out, leave nothing in it, give it a wipe out, and then the last thing you want to do is shut the door. So if you just put something in the way of the door to stop it from shutting on itself, or you can just leave the door like so, and it allows air in and out the fridge to stop any mould growing in the fridge there. So in your bathroom, this is your bathroom light switch on the small rocker switch. And then to operate your toilet, as long as the pump's on, you'll be able to press the blue button, which is your flush. And as you can see, it's filling up there. And then you've got the blade on the bottom of the bowl, the grey handle, which is slide to the right to drop it into the cassette. Obviously, when you use the toilet, you'd flush to lubricate the blade, leave the blade open, use the toilet, flush the toilet, and then you would shut it to seal the cassette. You will get a notification on the back here when the cassette is full. You'll get a light to say that it needs emptying. To operate the window, you just loosen the catches, push it out. You've got to push it all the way up to bring it in. Make sure they're securely shut before you do start travelling, and then if you pinch, got a blackout blind, and you can slide it down for a fly screen. And to depart the 2 screens, if you just pinch in the middle like so. Cabinet in here for your toiletries, and in there, make sure that your screens are securely fastened down when you travel, so put the catches on, as this one covers the outside when having a shower, and that one covers the door. And obviously that's your access to your garage at the bottom, and above you've got some shelves for a wardrobe. Also, when winterising, if you unscrew your shower head and allow the hose to lie down in the shower itself, as you can see, it's quite looped, and obviously water will build up, and leave all the mixer taps open. And to open this, you would just turn for ventilation after you've had a shower. And then to use this TV is a 240 TV, so it'll only work when you're hooked up. So you'd go to your menu, and you want program setup, and you just want to do an auto tune. Select your country, which is the UK, and it'll find as many channels as it can where you are at. Obviously you can adjust the bracket here to spin it round, so you just loosen this off to turn it, and then obviously it would clip in when you travel. And behind the telly is a TV booster, so on the end here you can boost and minimize the signal there. Obviously your sockets are up there for connecting, so if you ever change your telly to a 12 volt, you can connect to a 12 volt, but this is your aerial through here. So to work the table is electric, so you need to put the key in, which is the chrome key. So put that into here, and then you've got an up and a down arrow on here, so you can adjust the table. So you can bring the table up, it'll come all the way up like so, and then you'll be able, you can move it either closer to these seats or closer to the cab seat when they're spun round, and then you would put it back down like so into the position to make the bed. Then to make the bed, what you need to do is remove the headrests from the seat, or remove the base cushion and put that in with these two. So that one will just go here. Put your cushion into place like so, and then you want to drop this seat down, and to do so, if you just push this catch down, slide it forward on itself. Slide it down so it's flat like so, and then what you will need to do is use the cushions from the backrest in the space here. So 1, and 2 there, and then you have your double or large single bed. And then to drop your bed above, so you would loosen the seat belt off, disconnect it, press the button, bring the bed down, and you can stop this at any height, or you can bring it all the way to pretty much here, so top of the seat, or you can lower the seat down. So if I just drop the seat, so you'd have to take the base cushion out, so drop that out, you can drop that further down, and then you can bring the table down. Obviously you will have to lower the table if you did want it to come all the way. So if we just drop the table down a bit, like so, and then you can bring the bed further. And remove your 2 backrest cushions as they get caught on that, and then the bed will start tilting at an angle. So if we just take them out as well, you can then bring it down so that you can just, it's at waist height, and you can just slide on and off the bed. But if it was kept at a height, you would just clip the ladder on, which is in the wardrobe. Obviously keep your duvet on, but take your pillows off to put the bed up and make sure it's not too thick of a duvet. And then to open the large skylight, so you'd loosen the 2 arms, and then you'd use your winding handle and wind it open and wind it closed. Obviously make sure that it is shut when you travel and securely fastened in, and then you do have a fly screen and a blackout blind on there. And to operate these 2 lights is just a switch on the back. You've got 1 and 2. To turn your seats into the rear, you would just use this arm here on the side, and then if the seat was to get stuck, just readjust it. So either pull it back or forward in the driving position, turn the seat round into the rear. And the black, you carve out on an evening, so you've got 2, this is how you do it. So this is your windscreen, and then you've got 2 side windows, so basically they would just stick onto the window like so, to black it out. Same for the windscreen and same for the driver's door as well. We've also got a curtain as well that comes round for extra warmth in the winter. And now on into the cab. So you've got your handbrake to your right, you've got your electric windows and electric mirror adjustment, which does all four, so 2 on each side. So the top mirror, which is the bigger one, and the bottom. Headlight adjustment. You've got your trip computer on the side. You've got your trip computer on the end of your wiper stalk, which tells you your temperature, your range in the tank, your miles travelled, your miles per gallon, your instant, your average speed, and so on. Lights and indicators, cruise control, 6-speed manual gearbox with lift the collar and up here for reverse, which brings on the rear view camera. This locks and unlocks the cab doors on an evening. You've got your hazards, your rear fogs and your heated mirrors. 2 12-volt points there for charging devices. A lockable glove box. Temperature on the outside ring must be on at least 1 or more for the aircon to work. Then you do have your distribution, so where you want the air to go to, either your face, the screen, your feet. And then you've got your either recirculating air or bringing fresh air in. And then above you've got your JVC singled in head unit, which you can pop out at the bottom here to take out and remove if you wanted to, or you can press source, this little button here, just, and then obviously it's an FM radio, so you can search your FM channels, and it's DAB, sorry, so you can press DAB because there's a DAB radio on your windscreen, and you can search your DAB channels. Obviously you can fit the CD in, so you just press source and go to CD, or you can have a USB or 3.5 milli jack in there, and then you pop it out and you can remove the head unit, but always clip it in, so driver's side and then passenger side to get it working. Glove box in here, and obviously storage on there as well, and a little bit of storage here which is heated and cooled, so you can open it or close it, and it's heated and cooled by the temperature in the vehicle from the climate control.